And we begin tonight with the investigation underway in Broken Arrow after police found 4 people dead inside a home there this morning. Glad you're with us. I'm Sarah Whaley.
And I'm David Bowden. Shay has the night off. I brought you breaking news coverage from the scene near 91st and Aspen on Fox 23 News at 5.
More specifically, it's near Pine and Toledo if you're from that area. Police say the 911 call was made from inside the home just before 11 a.m. Now, David, you actually saw officers responding to that scene.
Absolutely, I did. I was on my way actually to go to breakfast, and I saw a large response, and then I followed them. I began our team coverage tonight with what I saw. As I was driving through a Broken Arrow neighborhood Friday morning near 91st and Aspen, you could see police were involved in a heightened response.
We don't really know what's going on.
There were fire trucks, an ambulance, and a line of Broken Arrow police cars.
They blocked the whole street, and then the cop cars just keep coming and coming and coming.
The reason for the overwhelming response? A troubling 911 call.
When the dispatch was taking the phone call from the person inside the residence, they did hear gunshots.
I watched officers surround the house, and at one point, I took cover behind a tree as they inched closer to the home. An officer used his weapon to break windows in the front of the residence. There was no response. Later, investigators found 4 people dead inside the home in a suspected murder-suicide.
It's still too early investigation to determine the ages or names or relationships with any of the 4 individuals inside the residence.
Now tonight we are hearing from people who live in that neighborhood, getting their reaction to the horrible news.
Fox 23's Morgan Martin continues our live team coverage from the home near 91st and Aspen, where there is still a scene tonight. We're talking about 10 hours later, Morgan.
Yeah, there is very much a scene. Now, it's quieted down over the last few hours, but you can still see that police presence and crime scene tape. And I spoke with neighbors who say this news is just hard to process, and they're devastated for those found inside.
When we saw it on the news, your heart just went to your stomach.
Margie Akehurst has lived in the neighborhood for 22 years and was shocked to find out what happened Friday morning.
It's heartbreaking. It really is. It's very heartbreaking. You know, prayers go out to their families. You know, that's just horrible.
Brittany Palmero has lived in the neighborhood for only a few months and was working from home when she heard the rush of cop cars and sirens go by.
We've spoke to those people maybe twice, and he didn't feel like anything was wrong. So it's just one of those feelings like you never know, you know.
Residents like Randall Arts describe the neighborhood as consistently quiet.
We don't ever hear gunshots or anything, nothing. This is a very quiet neighborhood, very peaceful.
We don't hear a lot of things. So after we heard what happened down there, it was very, very shocking, very unexpected.
Everyone collectively saddened by the tragedy. And as they process what took place just houses away, they say they're still trying to make sense of it all.
You can't really hardly fathom what would cause them to do something like that.
Now again, Broken Arrow police say they are investigating this as a murder-suicide. Now that would make this tragic scene 5 in Broken Arrow alone in the last 2 years. Now I'm digging into all of those cases, and I'll have more for you coming up on Fox 23 News at 10. Live in Broken Arrow, covering news that matters, Morgan Martin, Fox 23 News.
Wow, that is just hard to take in. Of course, our hearts go out to the loved ones of the victims tonight and all the first responders, too, who responded to that scene today.
Absolutely. People who had to hear those phone calls and respond to that scene. Absolutely. We're going to stay in touch with the police and bring you any new information as we get it on air and on fox23.com.